Hey everybody, and welcome back to another manga review. What? So, it is once again, I have been lost in a daze in reading wonderful manga that amazing artists have come up with. In this light, I can never win with light, I'm telling you guys. I'm like, I'm getting lost. Okay, so, but I know last time I kind of said that I wanted to do the manga dosa, but I read as far as, I actually read quite a bit of it. Like, I read all that was out online, and, you know, I didn't feel like doing it. Instead, I decided to do something that I just read recently. I read quite a few recently, quite a few new ones that came out, and quite a few old ones that are still coming out currently. And one of those is none other than the one I am going to be talking about. And what could that one be? Who? I am talking about none other than Kemono Jihen. Okay, this manga, it touched me. It really did. I thought it was a really great manga, and we're going to get into that a little bit more. But a little bit of history behind that is Kemono. We're working on that. Kemono Jihen was drawn and authored by Aimoto Shou. And if you guys don't know who Aimoto Shou is, he's not she's not, I'm not really sure. They're not a new artist per se. They're not new around the block. They actually did another one called The Shinigami Infirmary, which wasn't bad. It just, for me, I got kind of bored with it. But it was still a very good manga, and it went really far. There was like 69 or 70 chapters that was put up. There was also another one that they did called Muddy, which is also very cute. It's all about a little bit of chimeras and a human chimera, so you already kind of know where that's going if you've read enough manga. But Kemono Jihen was actually something I didn't even know that this author did. Like, I don't know. I heard that it came out in December of 2016, so that means I'm like 2 years late. But they only had 4 chapters out online, so I'm not sure how popular this is, how far it's been, how many chapters the author has actually done of this. It was sponsored. It was put in Jump Comics, so I'm assuming it was produced pretty well, but 4 chapters, almost 2 years, about a year or so, and it's just, that's not really good time-wise. It doesn't really work all that well. But we're gonna get into it, talking about our favorite 3, which is art, plot, and you know what? I've decided to change it from recommendation to audience, because I think I'll be recommending a lot of these. There might be a few that I don't, but a lot of these that I'm reading, that I'm talking to you about, are ones that I would suggest you read anyway. So I'll always recommend them. But we're going to talk about audience, who this is geared for, who might actually appreciate these mangas instead. So let's get right into it. So if you already saw the first page that I saw you, this is actually the cover page of Kemono Jihen. My eye. And if you can tell, it's pretty good. It's got that shonen style where there's not a lot of details in the hair. There's not too many highlights in there, which is really kind of cool. The face is kind of simple, young child. However, details in the clothes are always fantastic. I love details in the clothes. Proportions are pretty okay, pretty awesome. Maybe you can't see it, but there's details in the gloves as well. For a cover page, it's a really good one, and it definitely caught my eye, which is how you know that a manga artist has been around a while, because they know how to catch the audience's eye, like people's eye. Whether the storyline is good or not, they'll make their front cover look like clickbait. So that's one thing. So you can already tell from the well, the cover page is always a little difficult because sometimes they kind of trick you with that clickbait and it doesn't really kind of follow through with the rest of the manga. But I was not disappointed to find that the rest of the manga was just as fantastic as this cover page. So let's just keep going because it's just awesome. The manga sort of follows pretty simplistic style of drawing. There's not a lot of shade and depth and dimension, but what there is that simplicity really makes it easy to read. For example, this page. So in this manga so far, there are two kind of main characters that you'll hear about, and one is Kemono, who goes by Dora Taro, some derogatory name that the village came up for him, and Mr. Inugami. And if you guys can't tell who's Mr. Inugami, I pity the world. So in this, you can kind of see that the art is pretty simple. There's not a lot of shading. There's not a lot of gray tones in there. It's pretty light. There's the black, white, some gray tones with the shading in the neck, but not a lot. And that simplistic art is pretty common for this artist, at least. And I personally enjoy it. I think out of the Shinigami Infirmary, compared to this, that the artist got significantly better. If you've ever read that, and like I said, I've read it, you'll notice that they got way better. Okay. Another thing, I really particularly, okay. So, the art style, shonen style, not a lot of details. The scenery is pretty good because this artist has been around a while. They have really good skills and they have perfected their art. So the art is really good and it works for this manga in particularly. Plot. So the plot goes that there is it's really hard. So the plot, according to the internet, kind of goes that Kemono Jihen is about a boy known as Duratabo, who he's in a village and he's not really popular. He gets avoided by a lot of people there. The children, the adults don't like him. They consider him dangerous and disgusting, so they keep him away. And this guy comes in. He's there to investigate some mystery that's happened. And he gets to know the young boy, and they come out about a secret between the two of them. That one, that Mr. Inugami is a very special individual with, godlike abilities. And he, as well, is a hybrid of a human and a... no spoilers. And so what happens, though, is Kemono is forced to leave his village and he goes with Mr. Inugami to Tokyo, where he goes to help him with his detective business. Because I don't know how good. Well, I guess he's pretty good from what I've read. It's hard to tell. So he goes to help him with his detective business, but he's a very stoic character. And I guess that's what I really like about this plot is Kemono seems like the main character, but he's very stoic. He doesn't really know. He's kind of one-track mind, and he has a goal, but it's not the forefront. A lot of them are well, I gotta complete my goal, I gotta complete my goal, I gotta complete my goal. But Kemono keeps it pretty chill. He's well, you know what? I don't really know what to do, so we're just gonna see how day by day goes. And they mention in there that his stoic nature, his killing of his own feelings, was a strength, but at the same time, it was a weakness. So you're kind of looking forward to see how that actually plays off as both a strength and a weakness. I am definitely curious, so I'm really hoping that they continue with this storyline. One thing I don't like about the plot, there's really nothing I don't like about the plot. One of the things is I wasn't expecting this to be a comedy per se. I did expect it to be more action, fantasy, shonen style. And they add in humor there, but it's really hard to tell how they're going to add it in. Whether it's just the stoic character who doesn't know anything, it's a little bit of a klutz. This page, Like, you have to read it to understand, because this is later going to become a meme, and I know it. This page, if you, like, read it, there's this line right here, and as soon as I read it, I went, huh? Here, I'll give you a second. There's not a lot you can say. So you can already look forward to this. There's a little bit of, that it's not as heavy, but there's a really good plot in there that I enjoy. So definitely, if you do like that, you'll enjoy it. So audience-wise, who is this geared toward? Definitely, if you like shonen, you like action, you'll definitely enjoy this. The fantasy, the theory of gods is very Japanese, and so, if you haven't read other stories regarding that, you might get a little confused, because they talk about the foxes, and foxes are very important in Japan. And then the tanukis are very important. They talk about the spider. If you haven't heard, like, Legends of the Spider, I mean, those spider stories started all the way back from Inuyasha. So, I mean, you've probably heard of them. But that action, that fantasy, that spiritualism that's in there, there's not actually a lot of spiritualism. Like, you'd expect more because they're dealing with gods. There would be a concept of praying and things like that. But I have yet to see that in this manga, so you don't really have to be like, oh, spiritualism. Don't be afraid of that. But other than that, if you really do like that genre, that category, that style, it's probably geared towards you. Mystery wise, even though it's a detective agency, I haven't really seen the mystery per se. So if you really do like that Detective Conan, Academy Q type thing, you're not going to find that here. You're going to be disappointed. There's not a lot of psychological aspects to this at all. There's really not. So if you're looking for something that'll really shake your brain or make you think, you're not going to find that. But like I said, it's really nice, and I appreciate the art style with the plot. I think it's really good. I would not be able to keep this plot up myself. I was trying to think of a way I could, like, change the plot and make it into a different type of story, but my brain can't think that way. So I'm curious to see if this author actually continues the story, how it'll go, because I think it's really good, and I hope that they do. If you're watching this show, please continue, because I don't like it when good stories die early. Like, I really don't. But yeah, you have seen nothing. So basically that's it for Kemono Jihen. Like I said, if you do go and you're looking it up, definitely read it, support the author. They are part of Jump, so I'm hoping with that backing they'll continue, because I do like Jump. But yeah, if you like my reviews, please go ahead and click that like button. You can also subscribe. If you don't like it, don't do nothing. Why would you dislike it? That's so rude. Why are you trying to hurt me? If there are any other mangas, somebody's gonna kill me, that you personally enjoy, and you're like, well, what do you think about this? Don't be afraid to write that down in the comments below. Grazie, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.